Okay.
Well, Jeremy, how'd it feel to get out there on senior day and get a couple series in?
It felt good. I mean, going out there, knowing that I had the support from everyone, kind of gave me a little bit more motivation, I guess, to kind of push myself, and just the fact of having fun with the guys who I love and enjoy being around with.
How were you feeling that night? Going, when you got out there for warm-ups and things, how confident were you could play?
Oh, I felt good. The best I could ever be. I didn't travel to Wyoming just so that I could kind of. Was that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I apologize.
I just skipped, not necessarily skipped, but didn't travel to Wyoming. I guess the high altitude would have affected it more. So we decided to stay. That would be easier to kind of get an extra week to recover.
The teammates, I guess, gave you the hammer. How'd that come about?
It was quite a surprise, actually. When it was before we even went out to do the senior announcements, it was supposed to be Darren Lee to run out with the hammer, and he came up to me while I was sitting in my locker getting dressed and just said that I deserve it. I couldn't deny him. I tried to deny it. I didn't want to run out with the hammer just because, I was getting enough attention, I felt like, more than I should.
That was your son that when you came out of the tunnel and ran up to you. Was that your son?
Yes, my 2-year-old son.
And what did that mean to you to see him when you got to the end of the tunnel there?
It surprised me. It got to me. Just the fact of coming out, I guess, as soon as I got that hug from Coach Harsh, he just told me everything's going to be all right. And I started to break down already and running out. I tried to keep as much of a straight face as possible, running out.
Little national exposure for mom and dad. Like, mom's quite a talker. How'd you feel about that?
That's just how she is, I guess. But they show a lot of support. I have a lot of support. I have a lot of family that cares, and I'm glad that they're here.
Seems like the fun Boise State setup for you is doing quite well. It seems like you have a large family. Did you ever think it was this big with 36,000 fans all cheering you on?
It's just crazy how Boise is so closely knit. Like Bronco Nation, everyone says, it's just everyone is there for one another. I guess I don't know how else to explain it. It's unreal how people can reach out to others and do as much as they can to help in any sort of way, or any way possible, I guess.
Do you feel good enough to keep playing? This weekend and then the bowl game and stuff like that. Obviously, you can't see, but for this weekend, are you feeling like you might be able to get it back out there?
Mentally wise, I do. I wouldn't want to give it up for anything. Just the fact of being a part of this team pushes me more. But health-wise, I feel like I can do it. Just being on top of, I guess, finding the right schedule and solutions and having everything in the right order.
Not having to travel this week and a bowl game, you'd have a week on site to get ready. Does that help you maybe try to play these last two games? You don't have to deal with the flights?
Oh yeah, it makes it a lot easier. Not traveling is a lot easier for me, but just because I'm at home, everything's here. Don't have to worry about nothing, I guess.
This defense the last 2.5 games has all of a sudden started playing really well. What have you seen watching those guys play and getting out there a little bit? What's been the difference?
I think it's just a different type of mentality now. Everyone's, I guess, almost collaborating or coming together as a team and trusting one another in the field.
How'd it feel to get that tackle?
Like I said, we watched it in film last night after the banquet. And as soon as that play came on, I told my coach that I felt like Rudy making one tackle, and I was good for the rest of the game.
How did you, I mean, you haven't played a whole lot lately. How do you feel? I mean, you feel rusty or uncertain at all, or you feel comfortable out there playing?
I do feel comfortable. It's just more so conditioning-wise. Since I haven't been able to play as much, and it's just different motions, I guess. And whenever I feel like I can do something, but I can't do it because my body can't keep up with it.
How frustrating has that been? I mean, obviously, it's probably an obvious answer, but senior year, and obviously you're coming down your stretch of your college career. How tough has this been for you?
Well, it's been a tough decision right from the get-go. I mean, since it all began with the placement of the catheter in the summer, that was when I had to make the decision if I wanted to play or not. And so from there, it's just I told everyone, I told my doctor that I needed to finish off my senior season. That it was important to me. It was important to me to be with my team, with the senior class that came in with me, to finish it off right, to be a part of this program, and to do it for my family.
I mean, how does someone go through a decision like that? I mean, that's
It's just, I guess, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I had no second thoughts about it. I just knew I had to finish what I started.
Do you think it would have been more tough to go through this without football, without your teammates?
I think so. I think having my teammates, being around them, is like a second family. I mean, that support. If I wasn't a part of that, I mean, all the laughters, all the jokes, and all that type of stuff, it keeps my spirits up.
Not obviously, a lot of people didn't know about this even inside this building a lot as you went through it. So the last 4 or 5 days, what's it been like? Everybody knowing what kind of reaction have you gotten and reception have you gotten?
I mean, it's crazy. I just been getting. I mean, everyone sends out their prayers and all that type of stuff. Try to donate, and I really don't know how to respond to them sometimes because I'm not trying to ask for much. I don't want to ask for anything. It's just what Bronco Nation. They're just looking out for one of their own.
Doing something with Corey Bell, and obviously he's filled in for you a lot this year, and Will the last couple of games. What has he done? What have you seen from him as he's made that transition from nickel back to playing that safety spot?
I think he accepted it. I mean, just like anyone else on the team, I think would. It's just a change of roles. Try to do whatever you can to help the team to be as successful as we can.
Jeremy, you played quite a bit in the first couple of games. You had couple interceptions in those games. What kind of changed over, after that, and what happened?
I think it's I want to say the flights played a role. I guess being up there for so long, since those are longer flights, and